Hello traders, it's February 7th, 2024. PayPal is getting ready to report earnings here in about 15 minutes. It's about quarter till 4 market time, and I'm going to do a little earnings covered call play. So let's take a look at PayPal. I want to take a look at a chart. So what I've got up here is a chart of PayPal, a daily chart going back about a year. And we can see that it's been kind of in this trading range here for a while, between 56 and 68. Right now we're kind of stuck in the mid 60s. So I'm looking to sell a covered call that expires Friday the 9th out of this range. And I'm looking to do this just to pick up a few shekels of income on this trade. I've been in this trade for a while. So let's bring in an option chain here. And before I go into the option chain, I want to take a look up here. For the February 9th options, this is the average implied volatility for the chain. That's 154.61. And I took a couple of notes on this over the past couple of days. Now yesterday, February 6th at 10 o'clock market time, this figure was 111.44. Today at 9:30 or 10:30 market time, it was 139. And at noon market time, it was 144. So this is probably as high as the IV is going to get. Now let me bring up a slide from yesterday. I took this yesterday. This would have been, again, about 10 o'clock. I guess I already said. But look what the implied volatility was yesterday. We were around 116. So anyway, let's bring up the chain here. I'm looking to sell the 75 calls. And the reason I want to do that is because if we look up here, the number beside the average implied volatility for the chain, this is the expected move. The expected move is plus or minus $5.84. So if we get a $5.84 pop in PayPal, that's going to put us around 69.5. And so I'd still be well out of the money at 75. And if we stay the same or if we tank, these things are going to expire worthless. So what's going to happen tomorrow after the earnings come out tonight is there's going to be an implied volatility crush. These numbers are going to tank. These premiums are going to tank unless we have a big pop in share price. And even if we do have a big pop in share price, these values probably aren't going to do too much unless we really challenge the strike. So I'm going to bring up I want to bring up a couple of more strikes and just see what would be out there in the 76 area. That's actually not too bad, but I think I'm going to go with the 75s here. Okay, I actually put these out at 36 cents. I put these out at the offer, so we may or may not get filled here. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So I'm going to let this order sit here and work. Of course, PayPal's been selling off the last hour or so. I may have to settle for 35. We had about 10 minutes left until the bell. So we'll see what happens here. Could look out to next week. I don't think I would do the next week, so I just want to take advantage of a 2-day hold. Next week's premium is only 20 cents more for a 9-day hold. So we'll let her work. Now we're down to 34.35. So this is not going to fill. It's PayPal selling off. Now, dagnabbit. Maybe should have taken this a little bit sooner. You can see here on the 5-minute chart, the last hour and a half, really, hour and 45 minutes, PayPal's really sold off. Sold off about 80 cents, I guess. But this is not the time I needed to be selling off. I need a little pop here. Well, this is not good. We just keep dropping here. And I don't think this is going to fill. This is not going to fill unless we have a pop in price or I adjust the order. Okay, I adjusted my order from 36 to 35. So we are on the offer here. You see here we're 34.35 cents. We're still going to need a little bit of a bump in price to get a fill. We're just about 5.5 minutes to the bell. Oh, if I'd have been about 15 minutes earlier. I think IV's popped a little bit from when we started this video. Now the bid's down to 32 cents. I did not want to chase this down. Okay, we're 5 minutes now. Like we might need about a 25-cent move here. I don't know if we're going to get that. Won't be the end of the world if this doesn't fill. Well, we got them. Okay, so we got filled here. There's about 4 minutes to the closing bell. I'm going to come back on either Thursday or Friday, which would be the 8th or 9th of February, and we're going to do a part 2 to this and see how everything shakes out. So that's all for part 1. We'll see how the earnings go and what happens to the price of PayPal. Hello traders, it's Friday, February 9th, 2024, and this is going to be part 2 and the finale to my PayPal earnings play that I put on February 7th right before earnings. So I wanted to show you this screenshot, and this is a screenshot of the option chain and the Greeks that I took right after the close on Thursday. I wanted to point out the implied volatility. Look how that increased right at the end of the day. Now another thing, look here at my strike. I sold the 75 calls. They wound up closing 37 bid, 40 ask. I sold those calls with 4 minutes left in the day. I got 35 cents. Maybe I should have waited, a couple more minutes. Now up here, I want to point out the theta column and the delta column. Now I sold options that had a delta of 7, and the theta was 22 cents. So I liked that. This middle column is actually called probability OTM, or probability that these options expire out of the money. This is one reason I went all the way up to 75, is because they had a 95% probability of expiring worthless. So now I want to fast forward to right after the earnings announcement. Okay, this is a 1 minute chart after the earnings hit, and PayPal jumps up to 69.5, and I thought, oh my gosh, I hope I don't get my 75 strike challenged. I thought I was going to be okay. So let's take a look at the next chart, which will be the next minute. Okay, so this is the next minute. We crashed all the way down to just below 60. I was feeling better about my 75 call play, but not so hot about my overall position in PayPal. Now the next slide will be of Thursday morning. Okay, so this would have been Thursday the 8th. And this is a 5 minute chart, so this will show the post-market and the pre-market trading of PayPal. And once we got down to this point, I knew I was going to be okay. I knew we would expire worthless. So now we'll bring up the next chart. Okay, now this is a chart I took right after the open on Thursday. Look at the implied volatility was still up there, but look at my options. My 75 calls were worthless, 0 by 1 cent. Now we'll bring up the next slide. Okay, I took this next slide about 2 minutes after the open. Look what happened to the implied volatility. The IV crush was on, just as expected. Okay, so now we're in the live market. This is PayPal, currently trading 57.65. And these options that I sold will expire worthless. I'll bring up the option chain here. And here they are. They're 0 by 1 cent. And I'm just going to let them go. PayPal really dropped after earnings. So play's pretty much over with. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoy this content, take a look at the videos on the screen. Maybe you'll like those. Until next time, thanks for watching and good trading, everyone.